So I have some brutal news that I need to share with you. I was on a call last night with a wealth management finance firm. If you're not sure who I am, welcome to the channel. I'm Tiffany Garside, founder of Tiffy G Writes, a bespoke finance marketing agency of 9 years. We also work with real estate, law, and other service-based entrepreneurs and a few e-commerce brands. You're also watching Journey with us. Now back to the content. I was speaking last night with a finance marketing agency. They do 9 and 10 figures consistently. And in this market, with the geopolitics happening, they're ramping up to hire more writers. Now you may think, why would they hire more writers and spend all this money on writers when they can use AI? And when we were talking, it was so refreshing to speak to people who get it. But it was also like I'm in this crossroads between small businesses who don't understand the next level, how they are going to catapult to multiple 6 and 7 figures, and businesses that are in the 8 and 9 figures that already get it, that you don't have to overly sell on the value of communication strategy, sales pages, website copy, having a multitude of sales pages to A/B test. And I'm going to break down exactly what that means in a few minutes here. But it's a brutal truth because it made me realize that the wealth gap is just going to get bigger. In the age of AI, the wealth gap is going to get bigger. A lot of people think that AI is going to help Black entrepreneurs, small businesses to catapult to the next level. But what most don't understand is the over dependence on AI is going to crucify and cripple Black businesses and small business owners that overly rely on it without the business and contextual nuance behind how to run a company and the value of marketing and sales. Meaning, if you are not investing in communication strategy and your messaging in all seasons, before everything else, your business is on a ticking time slope to the bottom. And it may be a slow decrease. Nonetheless, if you look from a broad standpoint, you would see, oh, this is a ticking time bomb. I'm escalating downward over the years. I'm not getting upward momentum. And it was so refreshing last night. I got to really talk about my experience and they saw the value in it. And we were talking about how junior copywriters just don't understand, because when I partner with this business, I'm going to be mentoring and teaching their junior copywriters as the senior copywriter contractor 1099 for the firm, okay? And so this is something that I do in Write Your Way to Revenue. We're actually having another Write Your Way to Revenue this Sunday. Check it out at the link in the description. And this is something that I do when I intern and train writers in my own agency. And the biggest thing that I've seen consistently that is so irritating for me as a senior copywriter and a marketing director is the fact that junior copywriters will over rely on AI. I was telling them yesterday on the call about a story. Somebody sent me their portfolio. They had like 10 different pieces of work. And I can tell each and every piece of copy is written by ChatGPT, and they changed like a few things and that's it. We didn't have any real storytelling. We didn't have any real data points. We didn't have any risk reversal. We didn't have any guarantees in the email offer. We didn't have any sales sequence follow-up. And so they're just like putting all this copy out there that looks like it's written by a robot, but hoping to get paid multiple thousands of dollars per month. And I'm here to burst your bubble, Black entrepreneurs, small businesses. This is why the wealth gap exists. This is why the small businesses will be obsolete. Sometimes it's not just about the fact that corporations, you feel like they're hating on you because you're a small brand or whatever. A lot of times you need to be accountable and say, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the reason the business can't go forward. I don't have this problem because I am a copywriter. But if I wasn't a copywriter and it was hard for me to wrap my head around the value of communicating to people with the written word and getting more leverage in that fashion versus being one person that goes to 1 or 2 networking events, I'm spending all my time and energy in a way that could be much more efficient. With sales pages and copywriting, if you drive traffic to it, you receive more leverage. Meaning, when I put a link in my description to my website, my new sales page that I wrote for email marketing, and I get 100 views from one video or over 100 views from one video from people in Israel, Canada, Dubai, Singapore, China, Japan, this creates a global stage where I get more for my efforts that I, as a copywriter, didn't have to pay anything for. But for you who are not copywriters, you will have to invest in a copywriter or in a messaging strategist to help you reach that level. Me as a copywriter, I do have a bit of an unfair advantage, to be honest. The unfair advantage is that I understand the nuance of business. I understand the main core aspect of any business, especially in financial services, because that's what we were talking about last night: insurance, wealth management, tax relief, service providers. But any business, e-commerce, it doesn't matter what business, the core of the business is your messaging strategy. And so if you're doing stuff that does not create leverage, like going to networking events and not booking more than one client, going to networking events and then just relying on referrals, those aren't big business traction opportunities. These are not necessarily time wasters, but your time could be spent in a more leveraged way. Leverage comes in when we use sales pages. Now, let me break down the offers that they wanted to talk about. They're telling me, hey, yeah, we pay our writers $6,000 per month per sales page and you get royalties. I said, royalties? That sounds fantastic. I enjoy royalties thoroughly for sales page copy. And they said, we're going to write 4 to 5 different sales pages for these finance firms. And you may say, why would you need all that website copy? Why would you need all these sales pages? But you need to ask yourself, what do they see that I cannot see? That needs to be the question. Why would a finance firm put tens of thousands of dollars in a multitude of sales pages to A/B test? And when I say A/B test, let me break this down. Imagine you have 4 different pieces of sales pages, but you have 4 different ideal client personas and perspectives that you can target. You're going to use different positioning for each sales page. With one, let's talk tax relief, because that's the most simple one that comes to my mind. With one, you're going to be targeting retired people. With the other sales page, you're going to be targeting people who are in crypto and have a lot of wealth that they're hedging and they don't know how to get their IRS compliancy. The next one, you're going to target 1099 contractors and small businesses. And then the next one is going to be for S-Corps that need to either transition from LLC to S-Corps or S-Corps who are already S-Corps, okay? And so this is why I'm saying, if Black businesses and small business owners do not start to understand the value of communication strategy, they're going to be obsolete, 100%. And it was so sad, and I was happy and nostalgic and thankful at the same time, because it solidified my rank as a senior copywriter. It solidified my rank where I get to go up around and play with the heavy players. But it was also like, my community just doesn't understand this. There's such a big gap, and the wealth gap isn't just money. The wealth gap is an education gap. The wealth gap is, we have entrepreneurs that will spend tens and thousands of dollars on technology, on like software that looks good, on websites that look fantastically wonderful with colors and this and that, but we will go out of business. 8 out of 10 Black businesses have gone out of business since 2020, 80%. Check the statistics. And by 2050, the amount of Black, and that, I mean African immigrant, African American, Black in America, wealth is going to be 0 in America by 2050. We need to change directions quickly, and we need to get the education. We need to get the knowledge. And I'm going to tell you right now, dealing with finance companies for over 9 years, dealing with real estate firms for over 9 years, now being in an international market and being able to work and drive traffic from all over. I was checking my website traffic and seeing like the different countries that people reside in. We have some people in Ireland recently that are checking it out. I've had clients in Israel. I've had clients in Canada. I've had clients in the Bahamas. I've had clients in the Gambia. I've had clients in Tanzania. I've had clients in Kenya and contractors in Kenya. Okay. I'm in a network now with people who are on my email list from Australia. And so I understand the value of messaging. And the core thing that they wanted multiple writers, not just me. They were going to hire a few senior copywriters to run the junior copywriters and teach them how to develop their messaging and not sound like a robot. Because in finance, you can't sound like a robot, or else people are not going to trust you. You can't come and we read your copy and it's like the same exact transitions, the same exact headline, like, hey, do you want to make more money in a recession? Can we come up with something a little more creative, please? For the life of the people, can we come up with something with a little more wit, a little more creativity, a little more personality? And the next phase that I realized while I was in the call that made me really attractive to work and why this cooperation and this collaboration would work so well is they also wanted somebody that had a conservative mindset in finance. And this is so good, y'all. Now we're touching on the spirit a little bit. Let me put it like this. If you understand the story of King Solomon had a multitude of wives, right? And this eventually led to his demise because, for lack of a better term, he was pimping out his gift, his wisdom, his wit to a multitude of nations that he could not keep up with, and it ran him mad. This is literally the same thing that happens in communities that cannot get a grasp on their message, in communities that do not value the right things, in communities that cannot learn to be conservative and have morals. Okay? And so from this client I'm working with, we're thinking of different storylines. Obviously, most people that are wealthy are married. Most people that are wealthy are not single, number one. Wealth happens when two people are together. That's just, everybody knows that. In different cultures, everybody knows if you're married and you have more rates of marriage, typically wealth follows marriage, okay? And so this is like the conservative spin that's like, oh my gosh, there's so many layers in the spirit, in the physical, to why Black businesses are suffering, to be quite honest. And I'm just like, what can I do to provide more value for people in a way that they can comprehend it and get it? I'm going to leave my guide below again. The top 5 finance lead magnets that you may not be aware of. But my favorite is the ebooks and the white papers, because that's what consistently drives traffic and gets me clients over and over. Because when somebody downloads a guide, let's say you write a guide, you're in finance, you're in law, you're in real estate, you're in education consulting, whatever your high ticket expertise is in, you write a guide, you go the extra level, and that's required when you want to sell an offer that's over $1,000 repeatedly throughout the years, right? So we're entering the realm, especially with the recession. Right now, the stock market is crashing again. Yesterday was the worst day for the stock market since the 1970s. And the worst quarter. And so when I say, like, we are at a crossroads, I'm appreciative to be in this crossroads and to be able to articulate and communicate with people on a high caliber level. And again, I grew up around wealth. I grew up wealthy. I grew up in a family that was not struggling. I grew up in a family that was married. I grew up, my grandparents were married on both sides. I grew up differently than a lot of people. And so for me, it's not strange to talk about 8 figures, 9 figures. It's not like, oh my gosh, that's just, you have businesses that perform very well due to their communication strategy and their ability to communicate in all seasons, not just one website, not just one sales page, not just one ebook. They're A/B testing different pieces of positioning so they can draw the data and know where to go in the future. But if you're not testing, if you're not putting out ebooks, if you're not putting out different sales pages that span 5,000 to 8,000 words and go through the complete sales page cycle, I'll leave a blog on it down below. I wrote one back in 2022, 2023. If you're not doing that, your business will not be in business very long. We can guarantee that, because without data, without revenue generating activities that actually drive results, so you don't need another photo shoot. Hate to tell you, I know they're super fun. Photo shoots are fun and cute, but these finance firms on their websites, it's not photo shoots. These finance firms, it's literally storyline, insert their finance solution. Next pain point, change the storyline, insert the finance solution. Problem, agitate, solution, insert the solution. Change the call to action, show them what their life looks like 5 to 10 years in advance, show them geopolitical statistics, show them what used to be, and then take them back to the solution. That's it. And that sounds very boring to a lot of people. That sounds like, oh, I want like trending audio, I want these newest graphics, and I want Claude AI and Chat GPT combined to make Chat Claude AI. And it's like, just stop, because what's trending and what drives big wealth, heavy revenue drivers in business, they are totally different things. And again, it was refreshing to talk to people who get it, but it was also sad from the standpoint of, now I'm in a different rank. Now I'm in an area where it's like, unfortunately I can't relate to a lot of small businesses because they're too stuck on the glitz and glam, too stuck on what's trending, and they don't really care about what drives results for their business. As someone that is very results oriented, I tend to work best with the top tier companies on the planet because they care about results. They don't really care about, what looks cute, what feels nice. These people have been in business 10, 15, 20, 25 years. And so they're like, we want someone that's serious, that can drive serious revenue and is relentless in their creative copywriting. Come in and train our upcoming junior writers. And so, yeah, it just left me on a crossroads, to be quite honest. I'm looking at the stock market. I'm looking at our business, 63% returns, fantastic. We've worked with less clients and gotten more revenue, again, getting away from small businesses that it's hard for them to even grasp. And so I'll leave you with this. And it all goes back to the Bible as well. He who gathers wealth little by little comes to much, but dishonest money dwindles. Also, the hands of the diligent make rich, but sluggards come to naught, right? And then just from a concept-based perspective, we know in the scriptures that it's better to be intentional. It's better to care about the core message. It's better to care about all of those aspects of your offer and of your business and of the way that you run things rather than do things for the outward appearance, because the outward appearance will eventually fade away. The outward appearance eventually, that may entice people for a moment, but when they speak to you, when they download your guides, when they read your sales page, or if you don't even have a sales page, it's very difficult to sell an offer over and over that's $1,000 plus without a sales page. It's very difficult to have enough data to show you what direction to go in with your audience when you're not running different sales page A/B tests. That's very difficult to do. And so I implore you small businesses out there, start focusing on what matters. Look into sales page copywriting. Look into sales page controls. Look into How to Write Copy That Sells by Ray Edwards. Look into books by April Beverly, okay? Look into what copywriters are doing to grow big firms, because if you follow the money, you're going to start to see patterns and understand, oh, all of our money needs to go into copy. All of our money has to go into messaging. All of our money has to go into A/B testing and trying different positions and different points. This is why we have the 20-question framework in Black Educators Amplified for agency clients and TFG rights. Because we need these data points to create these offers and to come up with something that matches the product demand in the market. Because it's not enough to say, well, I love having this product. Is there demand for the product? And are you articulating it in a way that your consumers and your prospects can understand? Most buyers are not going to just throw money at you in this economy. No matter how cute the graphics, how cute your latest photo shoot was, people are not going to throw money because they see that your photo shoot was cute. But people will invest in something that they can see will bring them a strong return on investment. Your buyer is thinking, how can I get a return on investment? How can I get an ROI? And if you're not answering that question, you're not going to be succeeding in business for very long. So I implore you, you want to look into messaging. You want to understand copywriting at a base level. Copywriting is it's like an art and a science. It's quite complex. You get to the first foundations and then you'll quickly figure out, oh, there's a whole bunch of different things that actually come with copywriting. And so if you're interested in that, check out Write Your Way to Revenue, the 16th edition at 2 p.m. Eastern. We'll be going over the recordings and you'll get access to the previous Write Your Way to Revenue sessions since 2022. And then we'll have office hours this Sunday at 2 p.m. and you get access for a lifetime, so you can go back and redo the process because it works, but you have to be willing to do it and think outside the box. And I'll leave you with this. Even for myself, I'm so used to being on Instagram, but I'm realizing in this season, it's going to be better to just connect with the higher caliber people on LinkedIn, send out a few emails to them, get them on my email list, and we communicate and we go from there, okay? So that is a bit of cognitive dissonance that even I'm seeing with Instagram. Like, yes, it's been great, but I'm going to definitely be also leveraging my email pitches. I'm going to be definitely leveraging the network that exists on LinkedIn as serious finance founders, real estate firms, law firms, all of those people who already are buyer aware and buyer ready as it relates to copywriting. It's so much easier to speak to people and sell to people. You don't have to do much to people who already value the expertise that you have. I'll leave you with that. Shalom, shalom. I'll see you in the next video. Let me know what your biggest takeaway down below was from this video. Talk next time.